Well, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you're enjoying our coverage here from the 361 World Men's Curling Championship. And Swiss Elm. And I am Luke Coley here. 6-2 the score. Japan leads Germany. 2 multiple scores, point scores for the Japanese in this one. Trying to win their 3rd game, while Germany.
And the story of the game is that man right there. He is struggling. The skip, Alexander Baumann. He hung zeros on the board statistically in the 6th end, and it led to a humongous score of 3 points for Team Japan. And now it's about defense for Japan, making sure they keep the front of the rings clear and limit Germany's scoring opportunities in the last 4 ends of this game. And the goal for Germany is absolutely clear. They're about getting rocks in play, setting up corner guards, but no matter what kind of setup they've got, they are going to need their skip to come through and make some shots for them.
So Germany down 4 to play. Sure, we'll try and see the 2 corner guards.
And that corner guard sits in a great spot.
Man of many talents.
ちょっとあるなこれも。7、8。後ろだな。あ、いいよ。後ろだ、後ろでもいいよ。あ、後ろくっつくわ。9。止まってんな。8、8。7止まったわ。6。イエス。いいよ。7、7、7、7。13.5。オッケー。
So first 2 into the rings for Japan. So we look in again, Sweden and Russia. Sweden has clinched a playoff spot and right now has a chance to draw for 2, make up for the steal in the last end. Nick Edin make these in his sleep most of the time. You don't see a lot of missed draws from Nicholas Edin throughout these events. 2-time world champion. He's a 2-time Olympic medalist. And they'll guide this one right in to score 2 and a 5-2 lead. And good control of that one against Russia.
As we look in on Italy, United States in a tight battle. USA is sitting 3 in the rings when Amos Mozaner throws this nose double takeout. Italy takes 1 and it's tied 2-2. USA takes the hammer into the 7th end.
And finally, Canada, China. China trying to stay tight. They're just down 2 with the hammer in 6, facing 2. Make sure they get their 1 here. Obviously not what they wanted to do after giving up 3 in the 5th end. Shu Deja. Make the hit, the stick, make it a 4-3 game. Of course, Canada's clinched a playoff spot as well, along with Scotland, who has this draw off, as we see China will make that hit and stick 4-3 after 6 ends of play. Ryotaro Shakuya, 2nd straight peel.
Okay.
Catches it fairly thin, but again, there's you don't draw pictures in the shot tracker.
Nope. That is a 100% execution.
And if you haven't seen or heard different format this year, there's 13 teams at the World Championship for the first time at the World Men's. We had it at the Women's just a little over a week ago. 6 teams make the playoffs. 1 and 2 seeds will go directly to the semi. They get a bye. Then 3 versus 6 and 4 versus 5 in qualifying games. So more teams into the playoffs. And then as well, these teams, it doesn't look like playoffs will be in their future. standings is critical.
Absolutely critical. And the benefit to those 1-2 seeds coming out of the round robin, I mean, you are seeded directly into the medal rounds. You have 2 chances to win a medal if you finish atop the standings. For these 2 teams, top of the standings will not happen this year, but the danger of finishing in the bottom of the standings weighing heavy on their shoulders. Finishing in the bottom of this 13-team round robin means your zone loses an automatic spot. Not just your country frustrated for you, but your entire region is penalized by your performance. Again, that's a pretty heavy responsibility.
Well, Germany trying to get their 2 back. They're putting second corner out.
Yeah, they're really doing everything they can. They're taking their time. This is super tactics for kind of generating a potential score of 2. And that's how they've got to look at it. They've got to set up their 2 and then hope they get a timed miss that they might be able to capitalize and put 3 on the board, which is what Japan did. Set up your 2, and with a miss, you might get a score 3. Now it's time for Germany to come in the rings, utilize the corner guard that is up in front of the scoring area.
Well, Daniel Herberg, his first game this week, playing the 3rd position. Manuel Walter done that throughout so far.
Yeah, Daniel's almost always the vice skip, so he almost always takes the house or the head while Alexander Baumann is throwing. But this is the first game he has thrown the 3rd stones. And I was about to say he's playing beautifully, and then he puts the rock through the back of the rings. Oh, he's frustrated with himself. He's been making a ton of shots for Germany.
Well, up until that point was at 87%. Now peel the other corner and have to find a way, maybe use one of those 2 yellow Japanese stones.
Yeah, you might have to freeze to the back one. You might have to freeze to the top one. Japan's going to try and make your life as difficult as possible. Look at this. Japan tapping for a roll to a center guard. They're up by 4. They do not want to make Germany's life easy at all.
Well, they want to guard the back guards that are in the house.
And that is going to hit a little too thin and roll all the way out of play.
Just those 2 yellow in the rings.
Yeah, and Germany looks to freeze to the rock in the back.
Well, definitely lots of reasons to smile here this afternoon for Japan.
Yeah, they smile anyway, and being up in the scoreboard, it's gotta feel even more fun out there for them.
Good lines. Yep. Keep it out there. Go. Hard leg with. Alex. Nu vorne. Hard feet. Schalt feet vorne drauf. Ja, braucht trotzdem. Nur 5. Ja, vorne. Hard. Hard. Hard, genau drauf.
Well, trying to play the freeze, and it will come up short.
Yeah, now that rock, they were aiming to freeze to the back stone and ends up pulling up quite a bit short. That was an end-to-end sweep by Sherard and Schweizer. Underthrown again. Look at this. That is tons of hard work, doing everything they can to help their team put some rocks in scoring position. hoping to hang them on the board. And the struggles for Alexander Baumann continue. And this leaves Go Aoki a chance.
Make it go away. Big sweep, don't want to jam on your own. Do they have enough to get it all the way out?
Oh, they don't.
Mistake there. Chance for Baumann to get two. Well, it looked like they had nothing going. Unforced error from Japan.
And that is the first really significant error from Go Aoki on a takeout. Still, it's not automatic how this ends. Baumann needs a double takeout just on the inside of the nose. He can cross the face as well.
Well, he made those two mistakes in the sixth, then led to three for Japan. Trying to capitalize on a mistake himself. Well, close. And we'll stick that one, and instead of two, it's a steal of one. In between which way to make that double. Baumann can't believe it.
Yeah, Baumann throws a great one, and line calls just missed by a fraction. And Japan extends its lead by another point. They are up 7-2 after 7.
Well, a good-looking crowd watching on here in Las Vegas. Japanese supporters making the trip here to watch their squad. And today, lots to cheer about. They are up 7-2. But then again, it's not a bad place to come watch a World Championship. There's a couple good places to eat, some entertainment outside of the curling, the pool nearby, entertainment, the casino.
Yeah, there's some options here in Las Vegas, but this afternoon there's no option. It's a full house, all four sheets in play. Great action at the 3-6-1 World Curling Championship here.
It has not been a pleasant afternoon for Germany. It's been a struggle throughout the whole week so far. 1-8 record. Third trip in a row for this squad, and maybe their expectations higher. Let's get maybe near the end we can battle, try and get one of those playoff spots, sit middle of the pack, and just falling back down. Haven't played well, and when you've made mistakes, you thought you were close, you got a chance in that last end to make the double score 2. You're right in between shots, and we'll look at the numbers. Both leads pretty good here this afternoon. Schweizer 91%, Aoyama 84.
Yeah, and the head-to-head battle at lead has been pretty good, but again, it's the specificity of the rock placement that, you know, makes a huge difference.
Okay.
And Japan attempting to tap that stone into a better location. It's a pretty tough shot.
ちょっとあったね。
Well, 2 corner guards will be the tactic again for Germany. They didn't really get much going in the last end using them. They obviously, you got to put them up, give yourself the chance.
You know, they did such a nice job of getting them into play and out there. And then their third, remember their third came heavy with a draw. They tried to use it. They tried to activate that corner guard, and they just couldn't do it. And now here's a chance for Shikuya. He's got a pretty comfortable stagger if he goes for the double, but
right by.
Dreaded silent peel. No noise, no crash, no contact.
The worst thing you can do here in a 7-2 lead, you leave 2 corners.
Same back 12?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's put her there.
So now going to play it early with that miss as we see advantage Shikuya at the second position over Sherrard, 82-77.
Yeah, and for these two in the head-to-head battle, it's going to be, what have you done for me lately? It's not shots you may have missed last time, but it's what are you capable of doing with your next one? And this one is curling. It's a little light. They are not able to get by. Don't have the line.
Stay. Stay.
Big sweep right out of the hand. Try to hold that one. And we'll peel that stone out. So narrowly two flashes.
Yeah, Shikuya struggling a little bit here in this 8th end. It's time for Germany to have a couple of 100% shots here. An opportunity for Ryan Sherrard to better the shot he threw last time. It's the same call. He had pretty close weight. This one looks like it's a little bit shorter. They're really working those brushes. Actually working so hard that Baumann comes in.
And they'll come and chip off that top one. You really got to try and get something in behind. That's 2 stones now that leave open hits for Japan.
Yeah, and that's not going to move the needle for Germany. They need to bury something. They need to use those Japanese stones as cover in order to generate a couple of points here.
Make that one go away. Roll a little to the middle.
And that's a great shot. You remove the German stone from play. You cover the center of the scoring area. There's no great double action available for Germany.
Daniel Herberg, they got to try and keep something around. Need to make up for a shot he missed last end.
6, 7.
Yep. Hi.
No line.
Yep.
This one
Yep.
will go once it crosses the center line, but it's just
It's underthrown. So the sweepers going so hard the entire way down the ice
Building up a wall.
for weight means that you lose the line. Oh, it's just such a frustrating scenario when you're working so hard, Germany working so hard and getting very little production. And, you know, you see the battle at the third stones. Advantage clearly to Masaki Iwai. He's having a great game here today.
and a nose hit. Be pretty big wall out there to try and use it. Protect those corner guards.
And he just
Okay.
spins off, maybe overthrows it a little bit.
Okay.
Look over Italy, USA, right next door on sheet B. And it is Team USA, Greg Persinger, his final shot of this seventh end.
Whoa. Whoa. Upper line. Hard line.
Gonna draw in.
Where are we? Hard. Whoa, we got a lot of line right now.
Looks like he needs the forefoot for 2 points.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, go, Colin, go.
Draw for one. If it has the line, they can sweep it to tap for 2. They'll come down and will get just the single point. So a 1-point score for Team USA. 3-2 lead in that one. Both those teams with 6 losses can't lose another. Even if they run the table, might not be enough.
Yeah, and the woes for Germany continue.
And we'll get to that in 1 second. We'll double here for Brad Gushue for 3. They avoid the jam. Looking for their second 3 of the game. Brad Gushue, Team Canada, is going to be in the playoffs. They'd love to be one of those top 2 teams. Make the double, but it jams on that. And it's a steal of 1. So it is a 4-4 game after 7 ends. Don't see Brad Gushue miss that very often.
Yeah, and now all of a sudden, with that hit and roll to create the stagger on the center line, there's a little bit of hope for Team Germany. If they can tuck a rock absolutely buried underneath that staggered set of stones, they've got a chance.
So we compare the 4th stone throwers. Bauman is throwing a draw coming up, 75% on 7 of those. Much better than the 7 hits at just 54%.
Little hot. 9. 9. 9.
And this one's running on them out in that straight spot. A little too much weight.
That draw goes well back and sits for 3rd shot back. So we'll look in, find out what's going on. Sweden and Russia. Nicholas Edin and Sweden have 3 reds in there. Alexei Timofeev now must navigate the port, draw to the button to get a single point. Russia 5-3 record, in position to try and make the playoffs for the first time ever at a World Championship. So 5-3. Sweden leading. They'll get the hammer into the 9th end. There's 7-2. This is our feature game. Japan leading Germany.
And Japan trying to limit Germany's access to the scoring area to the smallest space.
Okay. Nice job.
And they do a pretty good job.
Trying to use those stones, quite a wall built up. Can you throw something hard to move a bunch to bring that back one into play?
Yeah, but it's still only for one.
Gotta get those.
So what's your easiest shot for one? And is there any possibility for two? I don't see a possibility for two. I'd love for Alexander Baumann and Team Germany to prove me wrong. It'd be an exciting shot for sure.
There is nothing else.
Yeah. Just on the outside, just to make sure it doesn't count that one.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
A little bit on the outside.
And then what happens to this one?
Ja, ich glaube, der jammt hier drauf.
Nee, glaube ich nicht. Der geht, wenn du ein bisschen auslässt, müsste der hier hingehen.
Ich glaube, der geht hier rein.
Du musst ihn eh probieren.
Ja.
Hilft ja nichts.
Mit was für einer Länge? Peel?
Peel.
So?
Peel leicht außen.
Okay.
Roll.
I'm saying just off nose.
Make the hit on these. You got to move 3 or 4.
Yeah, and in the miracle case scenario, can you move 5 of them and take 2 here?
I don't know if this is thrown quite hard, but is it thrown hard enough? It's going to tap a couple in. It's going to be a.
So I hope one red.
Looks like actually one red. I
think it's us.
thought those ones might be out counting in the top, but I think it brought that back red into play.
They are going to measure.
Looks like red, eh?
Hör näher auf, oder?
Oh, lass ihn doch messen. Oh, lass
It looks like us.
Reinschieben.
Nein, lass mal messen.
Wenn wir hier aufhören, dann müssen wir nichts
Well,
mehr.
as the dust settles,
Machen wir mal einen Schreibe. Machen wir weiter.
Hä?
Machen wir einen Schreibe, machen wir weiter.
keep pushing each of those yellow stones that are at the top of the house away, and
Yeah, so we're going to get a measure. That means this is one of the few times that an official comes out into the field of play during a match in curling. They'll get the measuring device.
Der ist gerade so raus. Ne?
Das ist der, wo wir reingeschoben haben, oder? Ja.
Das war der, wo wir auf den anderen drauf sind. Also nicht den, den wir angespielt haben.
Nee, nee, da wo wir drauf gerollt sind.
Ja.
So, official Ken McPartland, he verifies with the teams that he is measuring for count stone.
You could have said that just to try.
these are sometimes hard by the eye to determine for players because they're on opposite ends of the 8-foot. So
Yeah, you can see that dial.
they'll spin it clockwise.
Around the rings. And we'll see.
So it is
red.
1 red, and Germany gets their 1 point. The hit brings that one in the back of the house into play. 7-3. The score now as we are through 8 ends. Japan, Germany.
Haben wir ja auch mal Glück gehabt.
Oh, das erste Mal, stimmt. Das erste Mal haben wir Glück.
Are you fine?
Also eine Endschwimmen, oder? Ja, ja klar.
Yeah.
2 machen wir jetzt.
Das schauen wir vorher, dann spielen wir nochmal ein End.
Well, the 3-6-1 World Men's Curling Championship. Luke Coley with Ann Swisselm here. Pleasure to bring you Germany versus Japan, and take a seat between ends. Time to get back to work now is Japan. They have the hammer back. Germany will get this one going after a measure. That was a hit. Didn't think they would be able to get that one. It just, the way those rocks sort of pinballed, it was tough to draw it up of where they were all going to go. And turns out a single point for Germany. Now they have to go all out to try and steal 4 points in these final two ends just to tie the game up.
Yeah, that is a pretty big ask in the sport of curling. And with that 4-point lead, Japan is still all about defense. And the way they're going to try and activate that is by trying this tick shot here. Remember, that free guard zone, the rock cannot be fully removed from play by your opposition. This one's over curling. This one's got a chance to be knocked to the back, to the dead zone. Oh, what a shot, Team Japan. When it's going your way, it's going your way.
Goes right to the Vegas logo in that back in that dead zone beyond the rings.
It's still in play. Yep, you got a little lucky there. You overthrew it. You got narrow, but it still worked out.
Drei.
Well, you try and place this guard now and basically treat that yellow like one of your own. Get another guard out in front.
Yeah, now if you're Japan, you can clear that guard out of the way because that's your rock. So the free guard zone only applies to your opposition stones. It's not a normal shot for a lead to be throwing. And he executes that perfectly.
Peels his own, leaves those two reds still in play. It's the 9th end.
Lead shots not often the most exciting of shots, but that was a pretty interesting setup there.
That's good, Ryan.
Well, they want to try and get these two guards. Japan will start ripping them now.
And that's a well-placed stone right in front.
Well, get the peel.
And then,
Double peel on that, but opens the front up.
yeah. The shooter is not quite all the way out of play, but it's really a non-factor over along the boards that high in the field of play. Oh, this one's got to get over that.
And it won't, so they'll hog that one. Ryan Shard trying for the long guard. Now the peel of that one will make a steal very difficult, if not impossible.
Yeah, and considering that Germany needs to steal multiple points, you need all the rocks you can get in play.
Well, avoid that one in the back.
And It's a wide open house, wide open in front of the house. There is almost nothing Germany can use in the field of play to help them achieve that goal of stealing a couple of points.
Ja, switch.
Nee, ja, ich wollte mal einen anderen Spot.
Ja,
Senderland,
that's good.
da schießen wir ja ganze Zeit schon drauf.
Another center, another peel. Ninth end here of our feature game.
Oh, we got the speed wobble from Iwai.
We'll clear that one out. And we will clear off one sheet as there is a final on the board. Sweden with another victory. Sweden now 9-1. 7-3 winners over Russia. Russia drops to 5-4. Sweden will be done for the day with a big matchup tomorrow. They will play Canada in a World Championship final rematch from a year ago. Good chance the winner of that game will be into the 1-2 game. Loser may have to play in the qualifying games.
Yeah, it's all up to Team Scotland now. Scotland's got the head-to-head victory on Canada. Sweden's got the head-to-head victory on Scotland. Whoever wins Sweden, Canada, likely, all things holding to form.
And I miss on the peel, though.
There's a little life left for Germany. There's a sliver of light coming through into the darkness with that miss by Japan.
Vorne 8.
Von 8, so clever.
Make a good come around.
Auf die Statistik gucken. Und Duell.
Well, they've struggled in the last couple ends to try and use the guards here. Come around.
This rock is just diving under the corner.
They've had trouble with draw weight, especially Baumann all game long.
I mean, he made
Continues.
one beautiful draw in that opening end, a great freeze that forced Go Aoki into a very difficult little patch of real estate. But since then, draw weight has been very difficult for Alexander Baumann and Team Germany.
6、7、ちょっとあるかな。伸びてる、伸びてる。
すげえ伸びてる。
8、9。大きい、大きい。ちょっと行くわ。
いや、これ出るわ、すげえ。いや、マジで。
And just not concentrating there. There is no other, you know, just not focused and concentrating on what the shot is. Trying to play a draw.
Länge ist besser. Länge gut.
Ja. Zu lang.
So mistakes from both fourth stone throwers and an opportunity, another crack at this one for Baumann. That one wraps nicely in behind. Back to the 8-foot. Draw for a single point, though, for Japan.
Yeah, and should Go Aoki make this draw, it is likely handshakes for Germany.
This will give them an 8-3 lead. Last stone, ninth end.
別にいいよ
And no problem there for Aoki and Japan. It is a victory. Japan picks up their third win as they knock off Germany. Germany falls to 1-8. Japan 3-7 with that victory. 8-3 the final. That is a big win for the Japanese side. As they salute the crowd and their supporters here at the Orleans Arena. Germany just not quite enough. Had their chances early, but fall to the Japanese.